Hey everyone, it's Kimmy. I am Mama on a Mission. I am a 14-year online reseller who currently sells on eBay, Poshmark, Depop, and I am also a Whatnot Live seller for 3 months now. And every Monday now for a few months or so, I do these videos which are a ship with me what sold combo, and that is where I'll go over my numbers from the weekend as far as what sold for me, and I will share with you exactly what sold and how much it sold for, and kind of give you some reasons why I think it sold. Or there's usually one or two stinkers, as I call them, just sales that maybe sat too long or I didn't get as much as I thought I would. So everyone say hi. How are you? How was your weekend? I hope everyone is doing really well. It snowed. November here, and I'm from Wisconsin, if you didn't know. It's getting chilly. I'm all bundled up here. Well, we'll get into that later. Let's be professional. Let's get to some information on my reselling business. Now, if you don't know, you probably do, maybe, I don't know. My reselling business is going through a transitional phase in October. Up until October, I was a part-time online reseller. Some things have been changing. In October, I was trying to hit higher listing goals and cross-posting goals and all those things compared to previously for many, many years. So now November, I guess technically, is my first full-time online reseller. I mean, I'm still trying to figure things out. I don't know if I'll ever figure things out in my life. But previously I had another thing that is now gone that brought in income for the family. And now I will be going full-time online reseller between the 4 platforms. So I blabbed all that to say I have been seeing an increase in my weekend sales, which is great. I'm an old lady here. I write all these things down, and I have been comparing a lot of my weekend, 2-day weekend sales numbers to just like previous ones, like July, August. I'm looking at them all right now. And this is funny. This note says, I'm a mess. I ain't wrong. To now my October and November, so far 2 November weekends, and they are on the increase. So that is good. I mean, that hopefully is how it's supposed to work, is I'm listing more, I'm more consistent. I am doing the things more consistently since I have more time to devote to it, and it is paying off. So let's talk about that. I almost hit $600 for this weekend, and I think that's fantastic. I was thinking earlier when I was going over all my numbers, if I could stick in between $500 and $600 for a weekend, essentially Saturday, Sunday, I feel like I would be pretty happy with that. And the last couple weekends have been pretty close to that. So at the end of October, I was getting into the $500 range. I ship Monday through Friday usually afternoon. So my sales are from Saturday, Sunday. Every once in a while, there's like a trickle of a Monday morning or a very late Friday in there. And last weekend, I did $568.26. And now this weekend, we're in November here, the second weekend of November, I did a total of whoops, I read the second number first. I wish. $597.22. $597 is what I did for the weekend. So pretty close to $600 for a weekend, and I'm going to, I feel like that's a good goal, is between $500 and $600 for a weekend for the next couple months as I continue to try to figure out this new train I'm running here. I did $370.22 on eBay. Poshmark, $189, and Depop, I did $38. And honestly, if I could show you these numbers, they're very close to what last weekend. I'm up from last weekend about $30, but they're all very comparable. Like last week, eBay was $368, and this week it's $370. So pretty consistent there. I'm very happy with that. Almost $600 for the weekend. A total of 23 items going out here. I have a bunch, well, I have a lot of sweaters. I can tell you that. Sweater, puffer vest, some style-based pieces, some Y2K, Yeah, just a whole mix of things. I actually have a pair of flip-flops in here. So, I mean, you never know what's going to sell, but I will show you exactly what's selling, how much it is sold. I want to give a small shout out here. Already 5 minutes in, Kim. Get it going here. Come on. Get it together. To Denise, very, very sweet Denise. She's been commenting on a lot of stuff. She's a huge supporter, which I really appreciate. Always giving me encouraging thoughts. And that means a lot to me. She also did a buy me a coffee, which is what they say is just like a way to help fuel your creator, you know, the content creators. I still feel weird even saying that because I am like nobody special here, but very sweet Denise. Thank you so much. And I also wanted to give a shout out to Juanita. She was commenting that she's going through some tough stuff, and you know, my heart was hurting a little bit for her. So shout out to Juanita. We love you. I hope that you can deal with what's going on in your life the best way that you can. That's I feel I'm an empath. So let's get to some sales here. So yeah, really, really great weekend. Some fun things in here, some style based. I did get a new scale. I'm getting used to it, so we'll see how that goes. And I got some new poly mailers. So let's get to something here, and you guys check in. How are you doing? How are your weekend sales? This is a fun one. This is such a cute little sweater. I found this at the bins. Look at this cute little smile. This is the vibes we need in everybody's life. Maybe this should be my thumbnail. Smile. The brand is one to know though. It's Natural Life. And it was new with tags, extra small, extra Natural Life garments are designed with delicate fabrics and hand embroidery. You know, it's kind of what it sounds like. It's a very quality, kind of fun, eco, boho brand here. This sold for $30.85. Like I said, I found it at the bins. You know what I was drawn to was the cute little smiley face. I was like, oh, that's cute. So that's a great sale. $30.85 plus shipping on this cute little Natural Life smiley face sweater. It's a great first sale. I'm going to continue. I have some more of these, but I also have some Christmas, some wintry themed poly mailers. You guys know a lot of my clothes. One of the benefits to doing mainly clothes is that it's mostly fairly easy to ship. I actually, someone who I met through the internet, via YouTube and whatnot, they're actually whatnot sellers. I bought a few things from them and it was all decor. And man, the way that they packed it up, Back Porch Vintage, Dig Carla, Greg and Carla, they did such a great job packing the items. I bought a couple different things from them and they wrapped it so well. Like it was in paper, it was in plastic, it was in bubble wrap. And I'm like, woo, man, the attention to detail on that was honestly fantastic. And I give a lot of credit out to the decor people, antiques, you know, all those different, the glassware, because that thing, you could have dropped it from a 10-story building and that thing, nothing would have broke inside of it. They had such a great attention to detail. So kudos to them, because I just, you know, I like to fold mine. I put like nice business cards and stuff in there, you know, but it's not glass, that's for sure. This is 9 ounces going out to Virginia, and it's going to cost $5.86. Really adorable sweater there. New with tags. Brand is Natural Life, and that is definitely a brand to know. Although I did tell myself in 2026 that I would like to add, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Do you ever figure it out? Do you guys have your life together? Because I feel like I probably am never going to fully have it together here. But I told myself I was going to do some more and maybe some hard goods, or I don't know. I really enjoy it. I never have the time to really look through it the way that I would like to. This is a very solid sale. I thought it was going to go for a little bit more, if I'm being honest. This sold on Poshmark. It's a Land's End puffer vest in a plus size 2X. Now, since I'm kind of transitioning in my business and we're going into a new year, right? New year, new me. Which usually means, I don't know what it means. You guys have resolutions that you're thinking about? I'm trying to clear things out. So I'm accepting a lot of mostly reasonable offers. Usually these Land's End puffer vests go for more like $30 for me. This only went for $20 plus shipping. So, and that's okay. Just a little bit less than what I would have liked, but new year, new me. I'm getting rid of inventory. I'm discounting things. Like, I want to do a video of the things how I work from my couch. Maybe my husband can take a picture of me lounging on the couch. Oh yeah. I got some cute little buffalo plaid mailers here. This one's huge. Things I do from the couch to work, like when I'm just hanging out, we're watching a movie or whatever, I will like discount things. I will rework some of my inventory, like the pricing or the descriptions. But I'm discounting a ton of stuff so that I can start a little bit more fresh in 2026. This thing, puffer vests are huge. But because it's Poshmark, it's up to 5 pounds on Poshmark. The buyer pays for that. So thankfully, I love selling bigger or heavier weight things on Poshmark for that reason, because the shipping that they pay is automatically up to 5 pounds. So this is like 1.5 pounds, but I really don't have to worry about it because it's already paid. Going out to Pennsylvania. Land's End puffer vest, great sale, solid. Makes perfect sense that it's selling right now. Just a little bit less than I would have liked, but things move on. This was a fun one. This is a style-based. You guys know I love style-based. This is a brand I do okay in. I would say it's one of the more common ones I like to pick up, and it's Cache or Cache, C-A-C-H-E. Vintage Y2K swirl top long sleeve made in the USA. I put club wear, and going out. This is the things we used to wear like in the Y2K era when we were going to the club. I can't even believe I survived going to a club. See this like bold print, bold colors. There is like a sequin like little shine to it. This is Y2K all the way, baby. This sold for $32 plus shipping. Y2K, made in the USA, style-based. You know, sometimes my style-based sits for a little bit. This only took about a month, like not much at all for it to move. And $32 is a fantastic sale. And if you're newer to my channel, I do a lot in style-based. So whether that's your thing or not, I usually talk about them in my different videos, my hauls, why I picked it up. But you know, style-based, some people don't like style-based pickups to resell because it's not like, if you pick up Patagonia, you know it's probably going to sell at some point. Style-based is more opinion or your view of what that style was or is. And sometimes you nail it and sometimes you don't. To be honest, this one was a little bit more bold and I didn't expect it to sell so quick. So usually those brighter, bold prints, I don't pick up as much. I'm more of like I like the dark, fairy goth, grunge, lacy. This was pretty bold. So, hey, 32 plus shipping, a great little Y2K piece, and I am happy with that one. What else do we have going out here? I have other Y2K pieces. Oh yeah. All right, let's see what this is. Oh, this is, I think, Theory. So Theory is one of those, some people pass on it. It's one of those more expensive more expensive designer brands that sometimes is a slower mover for me. This was a cashmere and wool sweater. It sold for $20 plus shipping. And to be honest, most of the time I would only pick up Theory like at the bins because for me it's a fairly uncertain brand. Really nice. This is like the softest material, cashmere blend. Pullover, I put preppy and minimalist, size medium on this Theory sweater. Really, really nice. And usually the dollar amount that they sell for usually is more because these items are hundreds of dollars. They usually just sell slower for me. So that's it. Would I pick it up the bins? Yeah. Yep. Especially cashmere blend. $20 plus shipping. Minimalist. This might be like a closet staple because it's a black sweater. You know, closet staple is basically what it sounds like. Something that everybody needs in their closet, right? Ooh, this is going to New York, New York. City so nice, they named it twice. Very nice piece, though. Theory's expensive. If you look up Theory cashmere sweater, you're going to see it's an expensive brand. All right. Ooh, this is a good one. So I like selling this brand in particular because it's kind of boho, beachy. You guys know I'm a boho babe. It's Oh My Gauze. Oh My Gauze. They have, what do they call that? Like specialty sizing. Usually their sizings is like 1, 2, 3, kind of like Chico's. And I'll unfold this for you. This must have been a special style that people were looking for. Just like in a lot of brands, there are certain styles or like types, right? Like Lululemon, the scuba pullover. You know, there's certain things that people are looking for way more than others. And this must have been one of them. Oh My Gauze in general is a pickup for me. See that like swirl? It was like this oversized tunic with these like boho little swirls, the slouchy pockets and the raw hem, asymmetrical. It just had a lot going for it, and I had a lot of interest, a lot of people commenting on it, asking questions, and it sold again within a month. I have other Oh My Gauze that's sitting. I think this, for some reason, maybe because of the tunic, this style people were really going crazy for. Oh My Gauze, the circle tunic top, oversized. I put laggin look. It's also boho, beachy, coastal, nautical probably, but they do a lot in the boho laggin look, gauzy cotton. But a lot of people like in the South, like in Florida and stuff, wear this Oh My Gauze. Where's it going? It's going to Maryland. $30 plus shipping. So several $30 sales already, and that is fantastic. $30 plus shipping. Let's see what this puppy weighs. 11 ounces. Yeah, that gauzy kind of texture look is very popular. $5.86 going to Maryland in my cute little pumpkins. I fed my chickens a couple pumpkins this weekend. We did a bunch of outdoor stuff, and thank goodness we did, because around 1 p.m. on Sunday the temperature dropped, the snow started coming in, it got messy. So thank goodness we took care of the rest of my garden. Guys, I'm a garden girl. I have a huge garden, and I did grow a bunch of my own pumpkins, and the chickens love them. So my sons, they always love, I'm like, can you break this pumpkin up into pieces so I can feed it to the chickens? So they're like, "Wah!" You know, they're boys. They love it. They thought it was really funny. Yeah, and we fed them to them, and we finished up with the garden and, you know, all that stuff. I don't know, some of you I know are from like Texas and Florida. You might not have to do that so much, but for us here, we have to, you know, put things away because then it snowed and, you know, everything gets ruined. And the house is really dry, so I'm a little scratchy. My nose is itchy again. This is something I bought for my son, Aaron Rodgers. We're Packers fans. He collects jerseys. He's a big football guy. My big guy, if you go into my whatnots at the end of the show, sometimes he comes down and says hi. He loves football. He's a offensive guard and a defensive tackle. He loves football. So basically any jersey I'll pick up for him, see if he likes. He didn't want this one. It's a camo Rogers, and it sold for $35 plus shipping in like 1 week. Really, really quick. I did, from what I could tell, the camo ones were like a special thing, obviously, because you don't see NFL player, like the games, you don't really see them wearing the camo. So I think the camo was like a special thing. Like, I'm not, like 1 week this jersey sold. So, yeah, my son he's like, Mom, I already have like 3 Aaron Rodgers jerseys. You know, he has Brett Favre, you know, Packers people here. So, hey, I said, son, that jersey already sold. He's like, what? Like, yeah. How much? I'm like, $35. He's like, whoa, that's awesome. I said, yeah, that's pretty good. I was happy with that. And let's see where it's going. It's going to Connecticut. So there must be either someone who collects jerseys out there. You know, a lot of guys, like for their sports rooms and stuff, they just collect any jerseys. Maybe there's a Packer fan out there. This is 13 ounces out to Connecticut, and that will cost $6.84. Aaron Rodgers, you know, the thing with a lot of jerseys as far as my local thrift stores is they always price them up. Anywhere between $10, $20. I've seen $30 jerseys before. And, you know, people will buy them for that, obviously. But if you're a reseller, you know, that usually is too much to really do much with. So, you know, there are jerseys that are worth a ton of money. And I know a lot of people who do well in that type of stuff. This is another sports item here. I bought this for my sons as well. It didn't fit right. They didn't like them. Here we go again. Badgers, right? Where Wisconsin, UW, Madison is the Badgers. We're Badger State. These were a cool pair of jogger pants. And they were vintage, Y2K. And this actually, I was like, oh, I wonder who bought this. I checked earlier. And they're actually going to Madison, Wisconsin, which is fun. So someone is going to love these. Pair of Wisconsin Badgers. They sold for $28 plus shipping, which again, I think is fantastic. You know, hone in on your own states. And there might be a plethora of collegiate or NFL or, you know, I do okay with Brewers and Cubs stuff. I sold a Yankees, New York Yankees sweatshirt not long ago, a month or two ago, for like $30. You know, obviously this stuff is very expensive. This licensed NFL, NHL, NBA, whatever, you know, they are so pricey that if you can get a deal on it, I mean, jerseys are like $70 to $100. Authentic, real, bought like in an actual stadium or a sports store. This was, you know, Y2K it was Champion brand. So that also added some value to it. 28 plus shipping. Let's see how much it costs to go to Madison. Like, my nose is just so itchy again today. Which I think for a drive, it's like 2 hours. I'm like 2 hours from Madison, maybe. It's going to cost $6.37, even though this is 1 pound and 4 ounces, because it's so close. That makes sense. $6.37, and it's over 1 pound, but it's like a rock's throw away. You guys ever sell things to like people like down the road, and you're like, what? I could just drive that there. I just bring my customer their stuff. Yeah, it's super dry. You know, once the temperature drops here in Wisconsin, everything gets dry. So now I went from, it gets super humid in the summer. We really do have like 4 seasons, or like kind of like 3. Sometimes we skip one. But it gets so dry. The humidity in my house is like 22%. You know, the season changes can be really hard on your body. Or mine, because I'm old. I have still some really great sales here. This was a fantastic one. I showed it in a thrift haul, a bins haul, not long ago. I'm going to say a month or 2 ago. It is a knitted by hand Robert Scott acrylic and mohair blend sweater. I'll show you the whole thing. This like grandpa core patchwork. Really, I just love this. Knitted by hand, acrylic and mohair blend. Button-up cardigan sweater, sold for $37.51 plus shipping. So almost $40 there. That's another fantastic sale. Oh, this is going out to Wisconsin too. That's funny. And I really didn't put keywords into this. Cardigan, you know, men's cardigan sweaters are a good seller for me. The mohair blend, knitted by hand, and my grandpa and grandpa core. Very, very nice sweater here. It's funny, it's going to Oshkosh. I don't know how far that is for me. A couple hours again. It's farther than Madison. But yeah, that's a fantastic sale. $37 and some change. Let's see how much this one weighs though. We talked about food yet? Is it time? Can I talk about it? Oh, I hit a button and now I know a couple more functions on my new scale. Huh, that's interesting. Oh, okay. So my new scale, I've only used it for like a day or two. You can switch between how many, if you want it pounds to ounces or all ounces, you know, that type of thing, which is really nice. A pound and 2 ounces. It's funny, I joke sometimes with my husband. We have a new, like a truck, and I don't know how to use that thing. I just nicknamed it like Optimus Prime because I am so old school, you guys. So bad. Like, I don't even know what half the buttons are. Like, you know how they have like even on the control on your hand thing? I still turn the music down with my hand. My kids are like, Mom, you got a button on your steering wheel, which most cars do these days. But I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I turn up the music with the old dial type of stuff. Yeah, I'm just, I'm like that. The truck, I'm like, we call it like the robot truck because let's be real, I do because it has too many buttons. Oh, goodness. So a pound, 2 ounces on this Grandpa Core sweater going out to Wisconsin, not far, maybe 3-4 hours away from me, is only $6.41. So, you know, that's how it is with your shipping. I have a very old video. You could almost go back. I've tried to do this channel a couple times, and one of them discusses the zones for shipping. So obviously, if you're shipping to your state or a state over, it's going to be more affordable or less expensive, however you look at it, than it is if you're shipping far, far away, right? When I ship to California, it's expensive. Washington, I occasionally do get customers in Alaska, customers in Hawaii. I shipped to Hawaii last week, and it's just more expensive. So let's get to that food topic, huh? Yeah. What do we make this weekend? Well, my husband made chili yesterday. This is a stinker sale. It's new at tag Zara, size small. It's a tank top. I think that's why it took so long to sell. It was like boho, western, cowgirl, just a little tank top. Took a long time to sell. Sold for $4. Like I said, I'm discounting a ton of stuff. I'm putting things down to like $5. If I've had it more than a year or more for sure, I want it gone. So I am just discounting things and moving things along. Oh, this is going to Hawaii. That's funny. I'm just saying. So let's see how much this costs then. Going to Hawaii. Kauai. Whatever. I don't know. I just know Hawaii is beautiful and I'd love to go there someday. I don't know that city. Kauai. Let's see. This is only 5 ounces, so it really shouldn't be that expensive, honestly. So 5 ounces going out to Hawaii is $5.55, which is, you know, isn't like super expensive or anything, but it's only 5 ounces. Really, that should be under $5 for most other locations, but I'm happy to move it. Cute little tank top. Someone there is going to look really cute in it. So my husband did chili. He's the chili master. Now that we're getting in colder weather, my boys watched football. Chili's always a good, solid, hearty, warm meal. And, most of the time he mixes ground beef and Italian sausage. I know people have different preferences. We did have some peppers from the garden in there, thing of tomatoes from the garden, onion, you know, beans, all the things, you know, good nice hearty chili. And then we always have all the toppings. Well, I'm a dairy girl, so I put sour cream on mine, cheese, and jalapenos. I'm like such an odd, I love heat, like hot stuff, but I also love dairy, so I guess that's good because they kind of offset each other. What else do we have here? This is a brand, Tangerine. I bought this for myself, I'll just be honest. It's an XXL. I love this heathered. Tangerine is like mostly an athletic brand. I love this heathered look to this. It was just a pullover women's long sleeve. It sold for $8. Get that one out of the way while we're talking food. Tangerine, for the most part, would be a pass for me. And I would say Zara in small sizes especially would be more of a pass unless it has some kind of material, style-based. You know, I thought that tank top was super cute. Like I said, it had like a boho, westerny, Aztec vibe. Sometimes you just can't think about it much and just, once it's time to move it, just move it. Just move it. Ooh. And then I made enchiladas. So I mentioned before, mamas, especially if you guys are looking for like budget-friendly ways to, you know, feed your family. I quite often I will take like probably twice a month. I will take a family pack of chicken breast and I will cook it all into shredded meat. And then I'll put it into at least 2 different meals. And I've done this for a long time. And it's a way to kind of stretch the dollar, get a couple different meals, and to kind of prep ahead because, you know, life is busy. I don't always have time to make gourmet meals, right? So I did crack chicken. I don't know where these people, oh, this is going to Wisconsin. That's a 3rd package going to my own state. That's hilarious. What the heck? Cracked chicken is where you add cream cheese, like a ranch or Italian packet with bacon, and then you put it on a Kaiser roll or some kind of hamburger bun. Really good, easy meal there. And then you do something else. I made chicken salad again. I love making chicken salad. I'm a chicken girl, although I don't look like it. And I make a pretty good chicken salad, y'all. I need a second page for food stuff. I'm not like really a big baker, although I think I'm gonna make banana muffins today. But I can cook pretty good, especially if you're an eater. Like if you like a good hearty meal, like I might be your girl. And it shows, right? But the chicken salad, yeah, is absolutely delicious. Here's another okay sale. I put in like, you know, the normal stuff, mayonnaise. I'll put in a bunch of seasoning, good old salt, pepper. It depends on what's in the fridge. I mean, is anybody else like that? Like diced, very small onion, celery. I put in like grape, shaved walnuts or shaved almonds. And then sometimes even like some lemon juice or some citrus in there. And it really just, it's so good. Here's an Anthropologie brand. It's called Saturday, Sunday. And then it has the other names here. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's Anthropologie. Saturday, Sunday. This was a long sleeve terry cloth top. It sold for $19.98 plus shipping. I think that was a nifty sale. I should start mentioning all the time when it's been a nifty sale. So that's still a good sale. Anthropologie, solid $19.98, $20 sale plus shipping. I'm happy with that. That's a great bread and butter. Something I would pick up from the bins. You know, a lot of the Anthropologie brands, some do much better than others. And some, you know, sit a little bit longer. This one sat a little bit longer for me, the Saturday, Sunday. But still, it's a $20 sale, and that's okay. It's going out to Tennessee for $5.71. So I did the cracked chicken on like a Kaiser roll. Then I did some chicken salad that we ate kind of throughout the week. Well, I think I did it all like Tuesday, Wednesday. And then this weekend I made enchiladas with red sauce. And those never go to waste in my house. I mean, I'm not like, I don't want to toot my own horn. There's lots of things that I don't do well. But I can cook a couple things. That's for sure. And today, here's another tip. If you guys have an Aldi, and I usually get some of my food from Aldi and some from like Walmart, the Pig, if something's on sale. Aldi has this, and I don't know if I'm going to pronounce it right. Someone can correct me. Birria, B-I-R-R-I-A. Birria. And you make them into like carnitas. You cook the meat in like a, the package actually suggests to do it in the crock pot, which is what I'm doing. It smells amazing in my house right now. Low and slow, 6, 8, 10 hours. And then you get corn tortillas and you dip the corn tortilla in a little bit of the juice of the meat. And then you fry it, and then you put the meat on there, and then whatever your toppings are. But we do like kind of like what they would call an authentic style with like cilantro and onion in there, maybe a little queso fresco or some kind of like cheese, like melty cheese, and then you fry it, and then you dip it in the sauce. Do I sound really excited? Or you could do it, if you don't like corn tortillas, you could just have it like a taco, like a pork carnita taco, right? And put your own stuff on it. When we do taco nights and stuff, I have a son who doesn't really prefer it that way, and then I have one that does. So he'll put regular stuff on it. He'll put a little lettuce and maybe some salsa on it, and he'll eat it on a flour tortilla. I always have options, and I'm always flexible in how I prepare things. Well, a lot of times I do. And, then my sons and stuff can kind of have it their way. And my husband and I, we're like more of a cilantro onion. And they're just delicious. They're so good. You guys tell me what you guys are making. Give me some ideas. I need some ideas. I'm also going to do Mississippi roast this week at some point later in the week, probably. Because it's cold here now and we need warm filling. I love the Mississippi roast over some mashed potatoes. Yeah. Like I said, if you need a good filling, warm, hearty meal, that's where I can help you. If you want I like shrimp scampi and stuff like that too. Like a real fancy small plate with like a little sprig of something on the side. I'm sure I could do it for you, but I'd rather slap a whole big thing of food on your plate, like a big old mashed potato. That's kind of where I thrive. Oh, this is Banana Republic. Italian merino yarn, size large. Banana Republic, I pass on a lot of times, but this is also material based. It's a men's sweater in a like dark purple color, but it's merino wool. That's the main reason why I picked it up. It sold for $15 plus shipping, and that's just like a solid bread and butter. Most of the time, honestly, Banana Republic is a pass for me. Again, even though it is a fairly expensive, let's be honest, it's a pretty expensive brand. I know other resellers do pretty well with it. I don't do much with it myself. But this merino wool is really soft. It said the material was from Italy, Italian yarns. That always helps. And this is very classic, right? Business casual, maybe office wear, preppy, maybe even golf or country club, those types of things. Just a very classic men's pullover sweater in a nice material. 15 plus ship, $14.22, excuse me. It's 11 ounces. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to, this is going to an APO, so that's like usually an army base of some sort. I mean, that's what it is. And $5.77. So because it is an APO, an army base, I have to fill out the tariff codes on this. So that's interesting. Let me find it. So I guess this is a video I could do all on its own is finding, when you send to like internationally, but also to Army bases, you have to do the tariff code. That's how it's always been, like to an APO. And so this is clothing with wool. I had to find it, 610329. So you have to find what the code is. Basically, it's a whole coding system so that when they process your item, they know what type of item it is. That's about as as good as I can get at the moment. But it's always been that way. Every time I've ever shipped to a APO, it's been that way forever and ever and ever. All right, what else? So if you didn't know, now you know about shipping those. Maybe someday I'll have to do a video on that. This is a Torrid dress. Again, I am just accepting offers. Like I say, a lot of times if it's a straight dollar amount, usually it's that the customer sent me an offer. If it has like 82 cents, it's usually something that my Nifty sent out for offers, because I have my Nifty send out all of my offers when people like my items. And this was a $15 offer that I accepted for Torrid. You guys know I love this brand. And again, my whole vibe right now is just moving on, I guess. Yep, I guess that would be correct. But also in my inventory, trying to move my inventory out so that I can just start fresh. So like when I'm talking like November, I'm now like just a full-time reseller. Like it's interesting for me to say it that way, because if you would ask me 3-4 months ago, that was not the plan. Like things were a lot different then. So I'm going to try to give myself some grace through the holidays, while I figure out and kind of get my life together here and get a plan, kind of organize, strategize. I've been doing that for a couple weeks, organizing some of my inventory, and because now all of it, I'm a full-time, but I'm trying to move things out so 2026 I can start fresh, start with my new goals, start with my new strategies, and yeah, so I am trying to be more reasonable than normal, more accepting than normal as far as my offers go, because I'm just trying to move things out. So this dress at $15 is a steal. Torrid dresses are like $70, maybe more. Going out to California, it's a pound and 1 ounce, so this one's going to be a little bit more expensive. Yeah, a little bit more pricey because it's going all the way out to California. $9.31, not so bad, could be worse. So my husband got snowed out. We didn't get a ton of snow, but a little bit closer to the lake did. My husband's in construction, and so sometimes he drives up to 2 hours to get to where the jobs are. And his current job is more towards Lake Michigan, and they got hit with a bunch of lake effect snow. It's common a lot actually in this area, in the lakes, Great Lakes regions. If you're close to anywhere, if the winds shift a certain way, you could get a ton of snow. And where his job site was got a ton of snow in like a very short amount of time. Like maybe you've seen on the news and stuff, like Buffalo, a lot of times like the Buffalo football stadium gets like packed because they're right off of the lake. That happens similarly to a lot of the Great Lakes, like if you're real close. This is a Victoria's Secrets bra. It sold for $9. Really cute. Look how cute. Love the pretty color there. But didn't sell for a whole lot. $9 plus shipping. So yeah, he got a snow day, but I think sometimes he'd rather be at work, because I'm like, oh, you're home. Let's get this done. I think he's kind of probably like annoyed with me. Maybe. I don't know. But a lot of times he's working 60-hour weeks plus drive times a lot. You know, construction is a whole different world of its own. It's not, you know, set. The hours are never set, and usually, like I said, the job sites are pretty far away. Just shipping that Victoria's Secrets bra. Nothing exciting there, honestly. But now he's at home and I'm like, oh, we should do this and we should do that. Can you do this for me? I do still have a couple of good sales here, so let's get to a couple of good ones in case some of you guys left or you're falling asleep. Let's do these. The Cody James jeans. This is a good brand to know. Cody James. Really a lot of cowboy aesthetic type of jeans, boot cuts, heavy embroidery. I've talked about like the BKE jeans that I do like. Cody James is one of those brands that does resell pretty well for me. They were size 30, 32, medium wash jean, you know, pretty classic. The brand itself does have value, and I put in the words cowboy, rodeo, western, and ranch. And this brand just it's like Ariat. They are very much like an equestrian, farm, rodeo, western brand that's very popular. Cody James isn't an Ariat, I can tell you that, but expensive, popular. So a brand to know. These sold, Cody James jeans sold for $28 plus shipping, which is fantastic. They sold on Poshmark, so again, I don't have to worry about the shipping weight because jeans are a little bit more, obviously they're heavier, and I'm using my Ground Advantage. Anyone want to check in with that if you're still with me? Are you still waiting on Ground Advantage supplies? I placed a second order, and I never heard back, and I never got them. So I don't know what's happening there. I do need some more supplies. I'm just giving it some grace, letting it kind of work itself out. Maybe in a week or two, I'll call them again and see if they have what I need. I don't know what to say. I feel bad. Because I know some of you didn't get your items yet. So check in. Are they still having issues there? I don't know if they just lost my order and it's like gone in the wind and they're not caring about it anymore or what. This is Kenneth Cole. Now, I don't do a lot with this brand. However, this was a suede leather jacket with some really cool details. Look at these details. See that? And then the back had this too. Woo! That's pretty. That is pretty. So Kenneth Cole itself is not a pickup for me. But I put 100% suede leather jacket, size 12, goth, grunge, boho, and cowgirl. Because honestly, like I tell you guys about some of these styles, you could go several different ways with it. This is really cute. It has some heavy like stitching there. You could go a couple different ways with this jacket. And being that I did not pick it up for the brand, it sold for $40 plus shipping. Now again, it is a 100% suede leather. That also helps. And it has these really cute details with this crochet knit. Those are the reasons to, you know, this heavy stitching, the crochet knit, the leather, the style. That's what elevated it to be a more sought after and higher priced sale. $40 plus ship on Poshmark. Really nice piece, honestly. And again, this is heavier. I'm gonna guess it's probably about 2 pounds, but because it's sold on Poshmark, like I've been saying, one of the benefits to selling on Poshmark. Now, if you are someone who's not on Poshmark and you do more in maybe shoes, jackets, coats, things that could be heavier, that is the benefit to being on Poshmark. Is it's the regular shipping that the buyer pays is up to 5 pounds. So again, this definitely is heavier and I don't have to worry about it. Going out to Oklahoma. So a nice little sale. $40 plus shipping on the suede leather, the crochet knit, the boho. You know, I had a couple different keywords as far as I believe. What else do we have? We have a couple left on Posh, and I do have a couple Depop. Let's do a Depop here. This is another Y2K item. Y2K 9 West, made in Vietnam. Another brand I do not really pick up, but it's the style. This baby doll cut, like the line underneath the chest. These browns are in for fall. Has a little bit more of a batwing, like flowy sleeve. Y2K baby doll stretch top, size extra large, batwing sleeve. Jeez, okay, there you go. It was right in it. This sold for $18 plus shipping. Depop has really low fees. I've been mentioning that to you guys. So the fees on an $18 sale on Depop is $1.37. So my take home is $16.63, and I got this at the bins. I probably paid 50 cents, 75 cents. So I profited $16 on this one Y2K item on Depop. You know, cross-posting with Nifty takes me 2 to 3 minutes a day. It's so easy to do. So whenever I get a couple extra sales, I always say Nifty pays for itself every month, and it does. Going out to California. It really does pay for itself. Meaning, the sales I get out of using Nifty, the money I make off of it, pays what I have to pay every month on Nifty, and then I make money, I mean, so much on top of that, right? I mean, where's my book? Where's my book? Like in Hocus Pocus. I mean, I sold $220 worth of stuff on Poshmark and Depop. $220. And just this weekend. My Nifty app cost $70 per month, and I have one of the bigger plans that does all the things. So if I didn't have Nifty, would I be getting all those sales? No. Or I'd have to cross-post myself, and that would be a lot of time. Bloomingdale's men's extra large 100% cashmere sweater pullover, quarter zip. Bloomingdale's is not a brand I, care about. It's that this is 100% cashmere quarter zip pullover in a men's XL. $25.81. Really pretty blue. Those are all the things I talk about a lot. Good size, being an extra large, 100% cashmere. It's sweater season. That quarter zip pullover, I know some dads, they joke. It's like a dad sweater, the quarter zip. But it's also like preppy. It's, country club. It's brunch date. It's, just kind of a nice business casual type of style that a lot of men are wearing, especially fall and winter. So $25 plus shipping. Another item going out to California here. Let's see how much this one cost. I'm about out of my pumpkins here. My pumpkins. 12 ounces. Going out to California is $6.18. So that's not so bad, but it's only 12 ounces. And a couple more items here. Style-based, brand-based. This one is heavy. I'm probably going to have to get a box for that. Did we talk food? Did we talk all the things? Anybody here with me? Another long one here, but I had 23 orders to get out. And of course, I'm talking and talking about food and everything else in between. If you're still with me, I do also have a plus size for my plus size babes show on Whatnot coming tomorrow, Tuesday. And then I also have on Thursday a live. It's my first live on Whatnot where I'm just going to chat with everyone. Let's talk about what's going on in our business, specifically, with Whatnot. What are our questions? What's going well for us? I'm not an expert by any means. I've only been doing it 3 months, but I thought it would be fun. I see a lot of other people do these, just sit and chat. Let's see if we can figure some things out with each other, help each other out, network. So that's on Thursday. So if you are on Whatnot or you want to come hang out for a little bit, those are the 2 shows I have going on this week. I packaged these up without even showing you guys. This is a pair of Lane Bryant pants. Lane Bryant is a plus size brand. I got these up because specifically for holiday. They sold only for $12 plus shipping on an offer. I just accepted it. I didn't even negotiate or anything. Really nice for fall and winter and for holiday. So I think that is why they sold. Lane Bryant is a slower moving plus size brand for me lately. I really am stacking the reasons to get Lane Bryant. They're still a really nice brand. They still are very expensive. I still wear Lane Bryant, but the pieces seem to be moving slower for me. So that sold for $12 plus shipping. Really cute pair of plaid pants here. And then this is a nice little braided belt. Every once in a while at the bins within like shoes or purses, there'll be some belts that I'll go through. It is genuine leather and it said from Argentina on it. And that's really why I picked it up. It's pretty lightweight. Probably cost me about 50 cents. And I don't do a lot in this kind of stuff. Like I said, most of the time, those bins, like sometimes, especially like in the shoes or the purses, it's just a bunch of junk. That's the hard part, and how much you have to work at the bins, because a lot of it is just not very nice. But it's just a genuine leather belt from Argentina. Sold for $11 plus shipping. Again, someone sent me an offer. I'm going to put it in a box here to keep it safe. Whoop, there's that tape. And I think I have like 2 more to go. So I have a pair of flip-flops here. Fit Flop. I sell a lot in this brand. I have this Sasquatch. I remember showing that to you guys in one of my hauls, 3-4 months ago. And we had just been joking about Sasquatches because my family's full of them. We're all Sasquatches. We're big people. And then I pulled this out of my bag and there it was. Anybody remember? The Sasquatch. And I was like, oh, we were just talking about Sasquatches. And there's the Sasquatch on this hoodie. It's funny how that works. It is funny how those things happen sometimes. Just like I was just talking about Wisconsin, and there's 3 Wisconsin orders. So this is El Paso, the Saddle Blanket Company, men's extra large Baja hoodie. And it's got like that like tweed kind of knit. There's a Sasquatch. This is heavy and it's bulky. Yeah, the Baja adult extra large 100% recycled fibers. And this also does give me like Baja vibes, or like there's a couple style aesthetics that I put in here. Let's see. Southwestern, this is heavy. Skater, boho, southern, hipster. Yeah, I mean, you could go kind of a couple different ways with this. It sold for $26 plus shipping. I got this at the bins. It is a little bit heavier, but yeah, these kind of like Baja skater kind of sweaters, do pretty well for me. 26 plus shipping is a good little sale. And then I have these 2 at the end here. This brand I've showed you guys before. It's Fit Flop. Just a nice pair of sandals, which is funny. I'm shipping all these different sweaters. And then these cute little boots. These are Minnetonka, which I do really love selling this brand as well. These Minnetonka sold for $20 plus shipping. Western, equestrian, rodeo, ranch, just very kind of classic. And the Fit Flops, I accepted an offer for $15 plus shipping. So I'll throw those in some boxes and away we go. Almost $600 in sales for the weekend, and that is fantastic. I am hopeful that I can continue to stay in that range. I feel like that has been actually really good. No complaints here. I've been kind of in the 400 to 500 range for October going into November. As I mentioned, I am doing some transition, trying to figure out my business now that I don't have the shop anymore. So I hope you guys are doing really well. Thanks for joining me. Check in. Let me know how you're doing. You know I love you so much, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.